Hello and welcome. My name is Tamer from the Institutional Banking team in Australia. Thank you for joining me for our annual Holiday Planning ANZ Transactive Global Tips for the Festive Season webinar. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm joining you from Melbourne, the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the lands on which you are joining from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and to any Indigenous people from the various lands joining us today. Our training webinars are designed to help you unlock the full potential and get the most out of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking channel. Through a single interface, you can access common services such as cash management, trade finance, loans, commercial cards, foreign exchange, and data insights. In this session, I'll be sharing suggestions for using ANZ Transactive Global during the festive season, with a particular focus on payment processing and approval planning, managing user access and permissions, and a couple of security tips to put in place for this busy time of year. Following today's session, I would also encourage you to view our digital services help page for further information on the topics discussed, as well as revisiting our previous webinars. I will show you how to find these at the end of today's session. You will notice that the Teams chat function is disabled. However, you can ask questions using the Q&A tab, which is located at the top of the screen. My colleagues are online and will answer as many questions as possible as we go. Today's training session is being recorded. The video and a copy of the Q&A, including any questions we're unable to answer during the session, will be published in ANZ Digital Services Help in the coming days, so you can rewatch or share this with your colleagues who weren't able to join us live. Last thing before we start, this session is being conducted using a training environment, which means that some of the screens and system behaviours may appear different to what you see in your live ANZ Transactive Global site. Please keep that in mind as we go. For everything outside of ANZ Transactive Global, we will show screens from Digital Services Help. Let's start today's webinar thinking about staying cyber aware. The holiday time of opportunity for scammers, staying vigilant and being alert during this time of year is particularly important. We have a range of risk management and security features that are available when using our digital services, including ANZ Transactive Global. I will take you through a couple of these now. Starting with confirmation of payee, the new industry-wide feature launched in July for our customers in Australia. Confirmation of payee checks the bank account details you enter with the account details held by the recipient's bank and displays a match outcome. Confirmation of payee helps you avoid paying the wrong person, adding another layer of protection to help reduce scams and fraud. Confirmation of payee is available in ANZ Transactive Global when a new payee is created, an existing payee is edited, or when adding a new ad hoc beneficiary to an OSCO or direct entry payment or template via the payments menu. Let's now look at bringing this to life by creating a new beneficiary in ANZ Transactive Global and exploring the new Verify Beneficiary Details steps. We'll navigate to the Payments menu in the main menu, then select the Beneficiaries sub-menu. The Beneficiaries menu in ANZ Transactive Global allows you to create and manage, including approving, editing, and deleting, and rejecting a list of your stored beneficiaries. The Beneficiaries screen provides information including beneficiary name, address, and account details, as well as the beneficiary bank information. To create a new beneficiary, click New from the control bar. If required, select a division. Select your region, followed by the payment type. We'll select BSB and account number, but please note that confirmation of payee is only available for BSB and account numbers. Enter the recipient's BSB and account number you have been provided. As I'm using a demonstration site, the order of the fields may appear a little bit different to what you see in your live site. Enter the beneficiary's name, and you will notice the Verify Beneficiary Details button. Click this, and in a few seconds, the outcome will display. In this instance, we have a no match. As this was a check for a non-individual name, we are provided the account name. Please check the name variance with the intended recipient, as an incorrect payment can be difficult to retrieve. Click Cancel to make the required changes, or when you are comfortable, click Continue to save and submit the changes. It is important to note that you can proceed with a payment regardless of the confirmation of payee result. However, the inactive result outcome will not allow you to proceed as the account has been identified as closed. If you process payments by file upload, I would strongly recommend you incorporate creating a new or amended beneficiary in ANZ Transactive Global before you upload your payment file. This helps ensure that you make informed decisions before authorising any payments. You can stay up to date with the new changes made to beneficiaries in your beneficiary list and other payment-related scenarios. An email notification can be sent to your registered email address. To set up this important feature, navigate to your user settings in the control bar at the top right. From the drop-down, select Notifications and Alerts. Navigate to Beneficiary Updates. Click to enable this feature. You may wish to enable other notifications. As you can see, we have several email notifications available. Please note, alerts are currently only available for pay-to agreements. Click Save. You will now start to receive an email notification each time a beneficiary in the payee list has been updated and approved, allowing you to validate that the change is legitimate. The festive season is a peak time for scams and fraudulent activity. With many businesses operating at reduced capacity and staff taking leave, fraudsters try to take advantage of the slower response times and increased transaction volumes. Common tactics include impersonation scams, invoice redirection, and phishing emails disguised as legitimate holiday communications. ANZ has a dedicated fraudulent payment services team for you to contact for immediate support to mitigate fraudulent and unusual activity. This team is now available 24/7 for our customers in Australia. They can be contacted directly through the contact button in the application banner at the top right of ANZ Transactive Global. Start by selecting the country that you are calling from. Let's select Australia. Then select from one of the 5 topics. For users in Australia, contacting ANZ this way can digitally identify and verify you without needing to answer security questions or select from menu options on your phone keypad. Select Report Fraud or Unusual Activity. By selecting this, you'll be provided a unique one-time phone number and access code to enter into your phone, and you will be connected with our customer protection team. For those of you on this call from other countries, when you select your region, a list of contact numbers will be provided for you to dial, and you will need to be identified by our teams. Please take note of the operating hours of this team. Over the festive season, they may remain open, however, will be closed for national public holidays. This Contact Us option can also be used if you receive a call from someone claiming to be from ANZ. If you are ever unsure, hang up and dial ANZ from here. To help protect your organisation, ANZ recommends staying extra vigilant during this period. Double-check payment details, be cautious of unexpected requests, and ensure your team is aware of the signs of fraud. If something doesn't feel right, pause and verify. ANZ will never ask you for your password, PIN, or one-time password, otherwise known as OTP. Never provide these codes or access to anyone, even if they claim to work for ANZ. ANZ will also never ask you to install software for live chat or remote access purposes. Let's now take a look at the impact of public holidays and payment processing and cut-off times, particularly during December and January. However, we can apply this any time of the year. Payment processing and cut-off times do vary and are determined by the geography where the payment originates, the payment method type, and the payment currency. If we were to create a domestic payment, navigate to Payments in the main menu, then select Domestic Payment. Select a division if required. To demonstrate this, I will select an AUD account. Select the payment type. You will notice the value date field populates by default to today. However, you can select future dates by clicking later and selecting the desired date. The system intuitively disables non-business value dates, for example, public holidays, bank holidays, or weekends. As I have selected an AUD account, you can see on my screen that the 25th and 26th of December are unavailable for selection, as these dates are public holidays in Australia. If we now look at the cutoff times, let's select today for this payment. This will now display the cutoff time based on the payment type we have chosen. The cutoff time is a time by which the payment needs to be in a processing status, which means it has been fully approved by all approvers. The time that displays is based on the time zone set in your settings and preferences. I will show you shortly how to adjust this if required. There is also a processing and cutoff times article in ANZ Digital Services Help, which I'd like to highlight, and I will show you how to navigate to this now. Click the Help icon from the top right in the application banner. From the popular topic segment, select the article named Processing and Cutoff Times. Within this article, select your region to view the different payment types and the associated cutoff times. I would also like to point out at the top of this article, the About dropdown. This contains additional information to help you understand this topic better, including if when attempting to approve a payment that has been passed or nearing cutoff, the approval will receive a warning message like that which I'm showing you on the screen now. This payment has passed the cutoff time for the value date. By proceeding to approve this payment, the value date will automatically roll over to the next valid business date, or one or more transactions within the batch submitted are approaching cutoff time and may not be processed on the selected value date. Processing on selected value dates will be on a best efforts basis. These will provide additional information for the approver to consider. If you find that you have missed the cutoff time, depending on the type of payment and where you are located, you may find that there are alternative payment types, and we'll take a look at these now. Here's a quick overview. For Australia, we have OSCO payments, which are available 24/7, including on public holidays. Transfers AUD between Australian domiciled accounts in near real time, and they can be submitted individually or in batches, noting that each batch item is debited separately. There's no transaction limit with up to $500 million per payment. For Hong Kong, we have FPS, otherwise known as fast payment systems, which have instant transfers in HKD and CNY between Hong Kong domiciled accounts. Their cutoff time is 7:30 p.m. and they support both individual and salary payments. Our New Zealand customers can take advantage of direct credit domestic payments, which transfers NZD between New Zealand domiciled accounts. The cutoff time is 9:30 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time. They're processed 7 days a week, including weekends and public holidays, and can be submitted in batches with individual debits. Our Singapore customers have access to two payment types, being Fast and Pay Now. The Fast payments stand for Fast and Secure Transfers, real-time SGD transfers between Singapore domiciled accounts available 24/7 and including salary payments, as well as Pay Now, which transfers using Unique Entity Number, or UEN, Virtual Payment Address, VPA, National Registration Identity Card, Foreign Identification Number, which are NRIC and FIN, or mobile number, and these are also available 24/7. I promised earlier that I would show you how to set up your ANZ Transactive Global time zone. To do this, we navigate to the application banner, click on the user settings and preferences icon, which shows as your user ID, select settings and preferences, and in the time zone drop-down, we'll select your time zone. As I'm in Melbourne, I'm going to select the Eastern Australia time zone, then click Save Changes. The processing and cutoff times will now show in my local time zone. I briefly mentioned earlier nominating a date in the future when creating a payment. Forward dating payments may also be an alternative when staff are on leave during office shutdown periods. For example, if I know I need to make a payment when my office is closed, to save logging on to create a payment, then having to email or call colleagues to also log on and approve the payment. Once the future dated payment is approved, it will move to the current payment submenu in a future dated status. If I need to stop or edit this payment, I can either right click on the payment and from the context menu select stop, tick the checkbox and click stop from the actions in the control bar, or we can select the payment and click stop. This will return the payment to a draft status where it can be cancelled or amended as required. During this busy time of year, many of our team members may take leave for extended periods of time. Temporarily disabling their profile can assist in safeguarding your organization's account and information by reducing the risk of unauthorized access. They will be unable to log into the system. However, any in-flight payments and direct debits the user created before they were disabled will continue to move through the payment approval and release process. Disabling and enabling access occurs immediately, so it can be used anytime a user goes on leave and returns to work. For our customers in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Philippines, and India, an administrator can disable a user by navigating to the Administrations menu. In the User Management submenu, they can disable a user in a number of ways, either by right-clicking on the user and clicking Disable from the context menu, ticking the checkbox for the user from the Actions button in the control bar, then clicking Disable, or clicking the user and clicking Disable from the control bar. Click Yes to confirm the changes. In your live site, a confirmation message will display indicating the user is now disabled. A point to note, no approval is required for this request type. When the user returns to work, or if they need to access the system during this time, the same steps can be followed to enable their access. Approval is required to enable users. With limited staff during this time, consideration should be made to the number of people available to approve payments and also the number of administrators available to approve changes to features such as payment approval limits, user settings and permissions. To help manage this, first run a user summary report, which will provide details for users, including their roles and credentials. From the Administration menu, click Reports, then click New. Select User Summary Report type and select the file type and the language. If required, we'll select a file name prefix and encoding. Click Add to select the users you would like to include in the report or select all. Click Run Report Now and review the report. After reviewing this report, it may highlight the need to create additional users or alternatively add temporary permissions to existing users. I'd like to take you through this, starting with adding permissions to existing users. Also from the Administrations menu, an administrator can select the user you wish to add the permissions to. Click Edit. Scroll down to the User Permissions field and select Add Permissions. For my example, I would like to add the approve role only to this user to boost the number of approvers. Navigate to the approve role, select it, and click continue. We can now apply settings to this role for the user. For example, we can select if they require the payment purpose of standard and/or payroll. And we can also apply limits to our payment types. I'm going to apply a payment approval limit of $500,000 as a daily approval limit, as I know this will be the largest payment that will require approval during this time. If these fields are left blank, this indicates there is no approval limit. Review the remaining settings, making the required changes, and click Add Permission. A pop-up window will appear confirming the permission we are adding for our users. Click OK. If required, add additional permissions and click Save. The changes will need to be approved as per your authorization model before being updated with the new permissions. If the addition of new users is required to support you during the festive season, for our customers in Australia and New Zealand, this can be achieved with a digital services request, meaning no need to complete a form to create a new user. For users enabled with this service request permission, navigate to service requests from the main menu and select digital channels. If you do not have access to service requests or the digital channels submenu, please discuss this with your administrator. I'd like to take you through the steps to create a new user. Click New, then Add User. Complete the user detailed fields, noting those with an asterisk are mandatory fields for completion. Select the security device type you would like the user to be permissioned with, noting the information icon will describe each device type. You'll notice ANZ Digital Key is a recommended option. This is because as soon as you request, as a request is complete, the new user will immediately have this permission to them. Add the permissions to the new user. This can be achieved by copying from another existing user or adding them manually. Today I will copy the permissions from another user. Select the user you wish to copy, then select Copy from User. Click OK. I can now give this request a reference if required, and click Next. A reference is important if you are lodging several requests to help identify each request easily. Review the details, read the important information field, tick the checkbox, and click Submit. Once submitted, your service request will require approval as per your administration model before being sent to ANZ for processing. As the service request is processed, you will receive an email each time the service request status changes. To view comments or provide additional information requested by ANZ, select the service request. The Comments and Supporting Documents field will contain a comment for your review and possible action. Here is a screenshot from our digital services help to show you what this would look like. If Know Your Customer or KYC is required, this is where you will be notified and provided the options of how to achieve this. Supporting documents can also be uploaded into this message and submitted back to ANZ for processing. Once the request is complete, the new user can download and install the ANZ Digital Key on their mobile device. For our customers on the call from other regions, to arrange for a new user, an administrator can submit forms directly to ANZ. Lastly, I would like to take you through ANZ Digital Services Help, which I referred to during today's webinar. You can navigate to ANZ Digital Services Help, which I've referred to in the application banner from your ANZ Transactive Global login. This will open ANZ Digital Services Help in a new tab. ANZ Digital Services Help is an online self-service database of step-by-step guides, instructional videos, and FAQs for our digital channels, including ANZ Transactive Global. A lot of the topics we have covered today can be found in our popular topics segment, including ANZ Digital Key, processing and cutoff times. I would also like to encourage you to take a look at the Digital Services Security Features tile, which includes all our security features, additional resources, and videos on the topic. Popular topics also include a link to our status page. If at any time over the festive period you are experiencing difficulties with ANZ Transactive Global, please refer to ANZ Digital Services status page, which provides information which is up to date about the operations of our institutional systems and devices. Click on the Digital Services status page hyperlink to show the current functionality of our systems, which is displayed using a traffic light type system. As you can see, all the lights are green currently, which means all systems are go. And that brings us to the end of our holiday planning tips for the festive season webinar. On the page I am displaying is a list of our upcoming webinars, together with a QR code to register for these upcoming events. A reminder that a recording of this session, as well as the Q&A, will be added to the ANZ Digital Services Help in the coming days, should you wish to revisit or share with colleagues who couldn't join us today. You can get to ANZ Digital Services Help by scanning the QR code currently on the screen, or by clicking on the help icon next time you are signed into ANZ Transactive Global. I would like to highlight our training webinars will recommence in February 2026 with our Discover What's New webinar. As we wrap up our final webinar for 2025, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your attendance today and throughout the year. On behalf of ANZ, I wish you all the very best for 2026 and look forward to your presence at our webinars next year. Thank you.